MEC for Community Safety in the Eastern Cape has condemned attacks on police following a recent shootout between the National Intervention Unit and 3 armed suspects. The suspects followed the police after an operation and immediately opened fire. Police then retaliated, killing 3 men. Let's now bring in Xolile Nqatha into the conversation. He's the Eastern Cape's MEC for Transport and Community Safety. MEC, very good morning to you. Thank you so much for making time for us. Just this past weekend, we were at the Union Buildings commemorating the lives lost of police officers who died in the line of duty, and then an incident of this nature taking place in your province. Tell us more about that, and also what the approach should be to deal with suspects who open a fire against police officers.
Good morning, sir, to you and your viewers, and thank you very much for this opportunity. Let me take this opportunity because there was an accident in the province that occurred in the Libod and Ngwenya village, where a minibus had its own brakes failed, and 5 people lost their lives, and 12 people were injured and sent to hospital. I wish to take this opportunity to convey our condolences to the family and wish the injured a speedy recovery. And as it relates to the crime, as government, we deeply appreciate the fears that people have about the state of crime. And wish to take this opportunity as well to appreciate the support we're getting from Minister Mqunu, Minister of Police, as a province in supporting us in all the efforts to fight against crime. And we are intensifying our fight against crime in all the corners of the province, in particular the hotspot areas, which is Gqeberha and OR Tambo, in particular Nqatha. Though it's still very early stages, we're beginning to see results where police are able to make arrests, as we did in Nqatha a few weeks ago. 5 suspects accused of extortion are still in prison. They were denied bail. And the 3 suspects with certain alleged chief, who has since been proven not to have been a chief, Mareke, has been shot by both police after they attempted to confront police when doing their work. That's how daring criminals have become, to even confront police. And I wish to appreciate the work done by the police to say that police should not hesitate. There is no time for that. We have lost many police officers on duty. We have lost many abiding citizens at the hands of criminals. And they should not hesitate when criminals are taking up a fight against the police. Yeah. They should respond accordingly and ensure that they save themselves and they save the lives of many abiding citizens. Yeah. We're going to intensify this fight, again, with the help of the minister, having deployed a senior general to be responsible for special operations, and the other one responsible for crime intelligence, which is critical in our work, so that the investigating efforts are intelligence driven, but at the same time our work is more preventative than being reactive. And again, we have sought to launch both provincially and in Gqeberha a hotline, so that communities are at liberty to report information, as communities rightly so. Some have had fears and to go and report to the police because of a number of allegations that there are some police officers who are linked to the criminal network, and therefore once they report, that information is passed through to criminals. We fully respect that. But our view is that thousands and thousands of police officers are patriots and law-abiding citizens who have done this work to ensure that even here in the province, our prisons are more than 170% full. Okay. That is demonstrating the work being done by the police to arrest all perpetrators of crime in the province.
Yeah, in the case of Mareke, why is it that he was able to allegedly get away with all of this alleged crime in the area, even though you do have police? Is there an issue around crime intelligence, do you believe?
We are the first one to admit that there are weaknesses in crime intelligence. You will recall that, the impact of state capture to state institutions, the state capture network, as contained in the Judge Raymond Zondo's commission report, is quite telling how institutions were weakened such that people were able to do, as they wish without consequences. And therefore, the renewal project, therefore, as led by President Ramaphosa, seeks to strengthen the accountability ecosystem, including intelligence, to ensure that people are made to account for the wrongdoing. And that's why then these efforts by the minister sent generals to ensure that we weaken that area, because that's one of our weakest links. And also the issue of community mobilization, setting up structures so that we bring about an active citizenry, so that people take control of their own areas, so that all of us, as abiding citizens and patriots, we are a unified force against these few individuals, criminals, but they are causing a huge damage that, all of us, we should be at one to ensure that we leave no quarter for them. We give them their place where they belong.
Yep.
Those who succeed to arrest, they will go to prison. Those who put up a fight, they know where they belong.
When I was in conversation with the Abatembu King, Dalinzolo, one of the accusations that he made was that there is a lack of political will, and he specifically mentioned your name as well, MEC. And I wonder what your response is to what political will looks like from the MEC's point of view to ensure that communities are kept safe. Because the other warning that he gives is that if communities continue to not feel safe, they will take matters into their own hands. And we know, of course, what this means.
Well, I respect the King's views about it, about such, but I can say that from the side of myself and the entire provincial government and national government for that matter, I have demonstrated on my part in action my commitment. I've been particularly to KSD several times before. We've had raids there in the last term of government. I've had raids there doing, door-to-door in various stores to find and made arrest of unregistered nationals, businesses that runs without a permit. We've done operations there through SAPs, unannounced, operations, disruptive operations as part of disrupting criminal networks. And we've made successes in terms of recovering, illegal firearms. And we are working together with the business, Mr. Nqatha there, who is the leader of business in the area. And he has said more than once, even here on television, how we're working together. And I'll leave, up to King in terms of his opinion. But I think that there is evidence to show that we are not absent in action.
But if that was the case, MEC, if you weren't absent, then why would the crime become so rampant in the Eastern Cape? And why does the Eastern Cape become the hotspot for extortionists, including in business as well?
Well, the province, is the fourth when we look at the crime statistics in terms of crimes. And that does not make it not a cause for concern. It remains a cause for concern. Hence, crime statistics have identified 3 areas in the province as hotspots areas: OR Tambo, Buffalo City Metro, and Nelson Mandela Metro. And all those things is owed to a number of issues in terms of the state of crime. Those are the issues some of them have raised, that the state of some of the institutions, are challenged. But at the same time, even if you were to talk about the levels of poverty and unemployment, none of these can justify people to do these criminal things that they do. But we are doing all efforts in a coordinated way. We'll be signing, a framework agreement between the national government, the Nelson Mandela Metro, and the provincial government, so that we coordinate our efforts to fight against crime and pull together our resources to ensure that each and every area is demarcated into a police precinct with all the role players being there, working together with the communities to ensure that we bring lawlessness to an end.
Yeah, schools aren't spared, MEC. Now we see even with health facilities as well. And in this particular case, KwaZakhele clinic in the Nelson Mandela Bay area has been closed. Yesterday, our reporter was reporting live from outside the clinic, which has been closed because the staff members fear for their lives because there would be attacks that would be coming from criminals. Patients arriving at the clinic and the clinic is closed and they have to travel further down to go and find another health facility. Surely there's a major problem here.
Exactly. That is a problem. That is why we must work together, and as government, we are determined to ensure that our fight against crime is as effective as possible. Because all this is taking away the rights of people to feel safe and be free in their own country. A right that has come through blood during the time of struggle. And that's why we will not leave this unchallenged, and we are determined to defeat it. As a result, in the Nelson Mandela Metro only, on top of the 310 police officers that have been added, as a provincial government, we have appointed there about 95 safety patrollers to add on to the boots on the ground, whereby we ensure that they are central in community mobilization. They are deployed in some schools, they are deployed in some areas to ensure that we work together to defeat crime. And I am aware about the issue of the clinic and the school. People are fearful. And in Nelson Mandela in particular, the criminals now have tended to use children that are under 14 to go and demand their phones and other keys, both in schools and in clinics, with the view that once kids are arrested, they will be released because they are underage. And we quite want to put to them that they are mistaken. We are working very hard with SAPS, and those kids are taken to STARS. They are being arrested, but we want to ensure that we go beyond them to arrest the kingpins who are behind this perpetration of criminality in these areas.
Yeah, the masterminds and the kingpins are very important to bring to book as well. Thank you so much for your time. That is the Eastern Cape MEC for Community Safety and Transport, Xolile Nqatha, joining us on conversations relating to crime in the Eastern Cape. Still to come here on the AM report, we continue that conversation, but this time around with the Eastern Cape Police Commissioner, Nqatha.